Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I am so happy that I feel so much better. There's no headache. There's no dizziness. Well, it's not a lot of it, it's still a lot. I can tolerate the light more better. Um, it's just really a good, it's a good morning. I feel so much better. I was actually up last night getting things done, putting up some things, but I sat in my chair. But I'm so happy. I am doing much better. I do have a follow up doctor's appointment on Friday with my doctor, my primary doctor. But how are you all doing? I just had to say that first because I just want to get into it because been a lot that happened, a lot that happened. And I am so grateful that prayer works. I've had people praying for me. I know you guys seen the ER visit, right? And that was again another one because I don't usually like going to that ER. And this just solidified why. Backstory. I was with St. Louis University for maybe 20 some years, right? Had all of my doctors and specialists and all of that there. But every time I would go, it would be a horrible experience. And I'm saying every time I go, it was a horrible experience. So I was like, I just got to the point to where I, reported them. I made complaints, and it wasn't necessarily the doctors that I was seeing because I had some okay doctors, some good doctors or whatever, good doctors, some good, some okay, some indifferent or whatever, right? But um it got to the point to where it became like so complicated to just get to the doctors because of all of the mess you had to go through when you arrived. And it was horrible. The wait time is horrible. The way they treat people is inhumane and it is horrible. And I'm not going to stand back and just let them continue to do it. So it was a spur of the moment type of thing. I literally felt my life was at risk when I was at that emergency room because of things that I seen going on. And, uh, every ER has its own, things or whatever. Let me just tap my. Did you know, and not to skip subject, did you know that this is how you're actually supposed to uh, tie your robe? This is why it was made like this. So, and it's like nice and snug. So there we go. And you don't have to worry about it coming open and all of that. Just a little fun fact. This is how it's supposed to go, right? But, and you won't have to keep doing all of this. So, but anywho, to get back to them, I was trying to wait it out because I was trying to get an appointment with my doctor. When I left SLU, I went to Mercy Hospital. And I'm telling you, I've had pretty much a good experience every time. I've had some rough spots, but pretty much a great experience every time that I go. The emergency room is, the way it's made up is different. The people are different. The doctor, the staff really seem to care for you, like, and treat you human, no matter what state of life or status of life that you are in. And it's not like that at St. Louis University or Barnes Hospital here. And St. Mary, some St. Mary's hospitals too. Some, yeah, because I stopped going there. So I'm up in there and I've been in there for 5 hours, right? I went through ambulance because my equilibrium was like so off. Like I would just like wobble and couldn't keep my balance and was just really dizzy and nauseous and lightheaded. And I called the doctor's office, but they didn't return the call right away. And they just suggested that, I need to go and just be seen in the ER. So that's what I did. I went and I called the ambulance because I was talking to my sister on the phone. I was like, I think I need to just go and call the ambulance because I don't think I'm not steady enough to walk. So I called the ambulance and they came and got me. It took them a minute to come and get me, but they came and got me because because I had to call back. I was like, if I had an emergency, I'd just be dead by now, whatever, because again, they're short staffed and they apologized and they got here. We came, but I'm literally not too far from St. Louis University, and they come and they hook me up and they tell them, so they bring me in. First of all, when I got there, they had no wheelchairs. The EMT was like, they don't have, can you stay? Because they had to hold me up because that's how wobbly I was. I could have fell. So I was definitely a fall risk, okay? Didn't have any wheelchairs, any chairs that I can sit in or whatever, none of that, no reclining chair. So the EMT had to go and find an orange chair and have me sit in there and they, with their assistance. So they gave my vitals and the EMT left. And they told him that she's going to need help. Throughout the time that I was there, I did not get any help at all from any staff members. They just said, well, we don't got wheelchairs. And that was pretty much it. So my blood pressure was 170 something over 120 when I arrived. And they told them that the blood pressure was really, really high. So I'm sitting there and they get me checked in and they do the EKGs, they do the blood work. So all of that was done, but it was just the waiting process to wait for the doctors. So I'm waiting, and then they have chairs up in the front where you can't sit in. You have to go in the waiting room to sit, right? So I go in the waiting room, but no one again is assisting me. I'm having to hold on to things or whatever just to be able to get over there because I could have failed and they would have cared less. They could have cared less. So I'm getting back there and I go over there and get registered and stuff. So I have been sitting there for hours and I'm talking to my siblings on the phone and they're calling to check on me to see if I'm okay. And they were like, you still haven't been seen? And I'm like, no, I still haven't been seen. So again, I'm not saying anything. Now, in the midst of all of this, my blood pressure is already elevated. And it is a lot going on in the ER. It started becoming more and more packed up longer that I was there. So it's this one guy right in the back of me. Now, mind you, I come in there because I'm having some concussion. I had a concussion and I have elevated blood pressure. So the guy is sitting next to me. He's in a lot of pain. And they get a lot of mental ill people up in there, prisoners up in there, you know, different things of people, whatever. And I understand that, you know, it's a lot that goes on, but it's an ER. I used to work in the ER, for, you know, and that's just what happens. But because those people come and they have these issues, do not mean that you treat them like they are common trash, like they are not human, that they are, it was just, the treatment is so inhumane. Yes, they are here for a reason because they're sick. They're coming to get treated so they can be evaluated to be treated or whatever. And you're coming, you're judging them, or this is how you all have been trained, because I really want to know about their training. You treat people like they are prisoners or like they are less than anything when they're sick, when they don't know, when they have a mental illness problem. They do not know how to treat mental illness. They always seek their guards on these people when they have questions about the wait time, or if they have questions about anything or whatever, or they may be a little, you know, agitated. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. But because they have issues and you feel that they are beneath you, you treat them like anything. And you pretty much treat everybody like that until it's somebody of not our color, you know, but I've seen them treat some Caucasian people like that as well. So they kind of, you know, but it's just more of my color, the people that look like me more often, right? And the people that have a lot of issues, like people that can't like really, you know, advocate for themselves. So it's just horrible. The attire that they, I mean, just really, and I'm just gonna say really ghetto, just really ghetto, the whole atmosphere. But let me go back to all of the things that was happening in the ER. Now my blood pressure is, I have a headache, I have a concussion. The light is really bright and it's like really bothering me. But I'm in this ER with all of these people and they don't give out blankets. They say that they don't give out blankets. That's their rule. Every hospital I have been in and have worked in, complimentary, give you blankets, okay? So when did you all pass the rule that you don't give out blankets and it's freezing in there and it's hours and hours that you have to wait? It's freezing in there. So let me go back. So this man is screaming. He was in so much pain. He started hitting the couch. And I'm right there at the next one sitting. My head is turned towards the back of him. He's like sideways, and my head, I'm sitting this way. He's in the back of me, but his body is sideways, but he's hitting the couch, right? And you can tell that he was probably on something, or I don't know. But I don't need to get hit again in the head. I got a concussion. I don't need to have trauma again. I don't know what this man is capable of or what he's not capable of, and I'm not trying to find out. So I get up and I move to the other side, and I'm freezing because it's a vent right there. It's people. The man, he's doing projectile vomiting. He came all the way up there and threw up in the woman's lap. That, you know, one of the young lady's laps or whatever. So it's just people screaming. It's all types of stuff going on, right? So my blood pressure is just elevate more. So I finally get up and I'm like wobbly or whatever. I'm like, this noise, I can't take it anymore. So I was like, can you check my blood pressure? And when I asked her, you will see in that video, can you check my blood pressure? And that's not on the video because at that time I hadn't started recording. It's her response is when I start recording. When I felt that you were now trying to create a situation to say that I was agitated or I was irate or whatever when it didn't even happen. So to protect myself and for my safety, I started recording. And I told them this as well. But I asked her, could you take my blood pressure? And if it's still high, I'm going to go ahead and leave because it's too much going on up in here. I do better off at home, and I'll probably contact my doctor and just try to do some stuff to try to lower my blood pressure at house, but at home, but be in a more calmer environment, right? So she gets mad and she takes the book. So you're leaving. You need to sign this. And I'm like, well, what's the attitude for? Because I said, well, I am going to leave if my blood pressure is still elevated, you know, so because there's no sense of staying here. So if you could just take the blood pressure. So she doesn't like what I'm saying. So at this point, I don't like her attitude. And I ask for a charge nurse. And I'm like, let me get a charge nurse. And I go and sit down, right? So I'm sitting down where they say that people can't go. But it's another woman because the ambulance had gave me a seat right there. So somebody else had occupied that. So I'm dizzy, like really, really dizzy. And I'm telling them this and she doesn't care. She like, well, you know, you need to go with other people in there as well. So I got that. I started recording. And then the rest is just what you seen. But she was like that I was irate, I was this, I was that. The nurse came to say that I came out and I shoved a camera in his face. And as you can see, I didn't shove anything. I was sitting down because I'm still dizzy. And he came over in my face and he came like, well, you know, you can't do this and do that. So he was like, you got to stop recording. And I'm not going to stop recording. I told him that for my safety, I'm going to continue to record because I know how you all do here at this hospital. So that's why I continue to record. But this is like this. They know that it's like this. My doctors know that when I was at St. Louis University and I'm supposed to have another doctor's appointment on the 7th for pulmonary, and I canceled it because I'm done, completely done with SLU, with St. Louis University here in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm completely done. I don't want to have no access. And like I told him, I was going to leave anyway, but I didn't trust them anymore after that. So, but I needed to charge my phone. I didn't trust them anymore after that. So therefore I was like, I'm willing. I volunteered to go. I'm not trying to stay here because now I don't trust you out. You're not going to give me any medications. You're not going to give me any type of drugs and nothing like that, to where I am not functional and I don't have my whole, you know, sense of awareness for when you put something in there. And I don't like for nurses and doctors just come up and put anything in there. Let me know what you're doing before you do it to me to see if I agree or not, because I don't know how that may have me reacting. So I need to be in sound mind before accepting any of that. And I need to know what's the effects, because I may be allergic to something. So I always do that. But they don't like to do that. That's a teaching hospital. They have money set aside for lawsuits because they have had so many. They have left sterilized instruments in people's bodies to where they would go in there and they would beat. This is the new hospital. The old hospital was known for that. And they're no longer open. They closed and they built this beautiful new hospital, but they got the same type of people with the same type of disposition and attitudes working there. I'm like, it's so very unprofessional there. Uh, it's so scary to even go there. They have their guards to try to fight people there. It's just like, and it's a trauma center, right? It's supposed to be a trauma center, but the doctors even know how bad that their ER is. And if you know how bad that is, why won't somebody step up and say something about it and try to make change and reform come? Because those people are still human and they are still using their insurance, and the hospitals get paid a certain amount of money at the end anyway. When they have homeless people and all of that to come in, the government takes care of that at the end of the month. 30-day cycle takes care of that. A lot of people don't know that. But again, I've been in healthcare for a very long time, so I do know these things. And when I bring it up to them, then they have a different attitude, a different disposition, and all of that. But like I told her, you never know who may come through your ER. And I remember working for the federal government, and I had got sick, but I had came in, I still have my badge on from work. When I tell you they treated me differently than they was treating everybody else up in there, because I had that badge on saying that I work for the federal government. So they treat, oh, Miss Crawford, this and that, treated me nice. Why would you treat me this way, but you're treating other patients and, other people, the other patients like trash? They are human because they can't afford certain, they can't afford these treatments at the time. They're sick. And I thought that you cannot deny a person when they are in need. You shouldn't. It's called being human, and they're not human to me up at St. Louis University. So if you ever visit or if you ever have to go to St. Louis University, the ER, please don't ever go. Please don't ever go. It's like a nightmare. It was like a circus and a zoo up in there. So, and like I said, yes, they put me out. And I did tell my doctors, my providers that, yeah, they put me out while my blood pressure was that high. I could have had a stroke. Anything could have happened to me. And they did not care. They knew that my balance was off, and they lied and told me that they were going to treat it. And if you hear him on the thing, well, you need medical treatment. So just wait. I can't tell you how long it's going to be. And then they turn back around and tell them that they need to tell me to leave, which was fine. I never did refuse to leave. I just said that I'm not going to stop recording, and I wasn't. Because you're lying, and they do this a lot. They lie on people, have the guards to come out and rough them up, and, then say, okay, well, this person was a nuisance. No, it was your attitudes. It's the people that you have behind the desk. I have seen nurses arguing back and forth with mental ill people or whatever, knowing that is not the way you do it. They are not capable to work with people that have those issues. They are not trained. They don't treat them right. And from a person that used to work with people that have mental illness and all of that, everything protocol is not followed there at that hospital at all. They talk about people right in front of, everybody. They're cursing right in front of the station when the patients are out. Very unprofessional. But this is a new facility. This is the monies that people have given with their insurance company or just out of pocket or whatever to help build this place. And this is how you're treated. It's horrible. It is very, very horrible. And I said that I was going to speak out, and I'm going to continue to speak out, because for those that cannot advocate for themselves, I am here to advocate for them, because I am tired of the healthcare. The healthcare system is horrible. And this is why I am not going to do it anymore. Sunday, I decided to not continue with healthcare because I don't like the way it has turned. I don't like the way it has ended up. It's horrible. They don't think about patients, and especially patients of color, black, especially women of color, because for some crazy reason, they have been trained that black women can endure more pain than white women. And that is the craziest thing I have ever heard in my life. But this is what part of their training. This is part of their training, you know. And it's a young man on Instagram, and I follow him. His name is Joel something. I can't think of his name. Joel. But he was a student and now he's graduated, but he started his Instagram about talking about the indifferences in the medical field when it comes down to black and brown people. And I really think that you all should follow. Give me one moment and I'm gonna go and try to find him. And I'm also calmed down because I don't want my blood pressure to raise back up because it's pretty good now. But he talks about the indifferences in black people, even the oximeter. Did you know that the oximeter is not designed for people of color? It gets false readings. So a lot of times, and this has happened to me, you go to the ER and they say your oxygen saturation is good. It's at 98%, 99%. It's not, it doesn't read the people of color. But do you think that they've tried to do anything about it? No, they haven't. You know that this to be a fact and you still have not done anything about it. Why? It say iPhone unavailable. I put it in too many times wrong. But you still haven't done anything about it. And I'm here, I'm gonna use this platform that I have to go and talk about it. Like I said, we talk about everything on Life and with Stacy C here. We talk about everything, my experiences, my journey, and I have been very transparent and I've taken you all with me along with this because, like, again, something's happened that I have no idea or no control about. But some issues we need to advocate about. And I am going to use this platform to advocate about these things that we're going through, and especially as black women. Why is the death rate so high for black women now when you're going to give birth to your children? Why is it so high for now the hysterectomy for women? More women are getting hysterectomies. More black women are getting hysterectomies now. Why is that? Like these are the things that I've noticed and I've endured and experienced, and I need to talk about it, you know. And I'm thinking about having a podcast about it because I need to know, why is this so? And if I am aware of it and other people, then why have it not been an issue, a pressing issue to where we need to talk about it? It's a lot of things we need to talk about, but we're not talking about here. How do you improve something if you don't talk about it, if you don't discuss it? So I'm just like, it's a lot of things that I want to talk about. And I have been saying that I was going to do a podcast and even maybe do a book because it's a lot of issues that are just not right. And we need to discuss it. I need to know how you guys feel about it. Do you feel the same way that I do? His name is Joe Burvell, and he is a medical. He's medical the bus to diversify in the field of medicine. So I want you to go over there, and I want you to check it out. And all of these things that I am saying, it is definitely true. He talks about it as well. So his name is Joe Burvell. And again, he talks about so many inequities and differences about when it comes down to medicine, when it comes down to black people, and the things that I was surprised about because there's a lot of things that I didn't know about. So I'm happy. I thank God for, you know, me coming across him, but I actually seen him on TV. He was on Channel 4 and he was talking about the inequities or whatever when it comes down to modern medicine, Western medicine, and black people. So I'm here to advocate, but not only for that, but for all people. Because again, what's happening in St. Louis University, they're not only doing it to black people, they do it more to black people, but they do it to people that they don't have a voice for themselves. They can't advocate for themselves. And just to think about the loved ones of those people, the things that they tell them. Like I said, I used to work in behavioral health, mental health or whatever, and I no longer do it because it became too risky for me. So these are the issues. This is what I didn't really want to get into it, like I said, because I'm very passionate about it. Because I believe in treating people like you're human, despite what status of life that you have, despite what your background is, despite all of that. If you're going to be in this field, if you're going to be in the medical field, you better have thick skin. You better, know how to roll with the punches, but also speak up when you don't see, when something is not right. Because the end of the day, you're there for that patient. And when we're sick, we're not at our best. Sometimes we're grumpy and all of that. But have some type of empathy for people, some type of sympathy for people. Put yourself in their shoes. If you ever depressed, I always say, go visit a hospital and see how thankful you will end up being and how grateful that you would say that you are. Because those people, a lot of them, they don't get second chances, and that's why it's so important. When I was in school for medical school, I remember my instructor saying, I was for school for anatomy, and he said, I'm very hard on you guys because you don't get a second chance. They don't get a second chance. You don't get a second chance to correct something if you killed somebody on accident because you didn't know or you didn't follow through with it. So you have to be very disciplined and detail oriented when it comes down to what you're doing when you're working on humans, because these are not guinea pigs or anything like that or any type of thing. You should have some type of empathy within your heart to care for that patient, to care for them. It's like people love animals more than they love, people. And it's crazy to me. But I love animals too. And my thing is, this is my thing. Stop treating people, animals, and all of that wrong. It's a no-brainer, right? Why would you want to hurt something? A person or an animal, why would you want to hurt them? Now, bugs is a different thing, y'all, because I step on bugs and all that. But I'm saying like animals, dogs, cats, birds, things of that sort or whatever, because God created all of us, even the bugs that I don't like. But still, when it comes down to people, you never know what a person is going through. You never know what life has dealt that person. So stop being so judgmental. Stop being so, quick to just jump the guns and say this person that, because you may perceive them as something and they may not even be that. You may miss out on your blessings because you have prejudged this person. Get to know that person for whom they are, and then you make your determining factors and you decide then. But healthcare, you got to do better because it is horrible. And I'm not the only one complaining about it. It's so many people that's talking about the healthcare system. And me as a person, and me as a woman that loves God, I cannot stand back and not say something. So therefore, when I can't do what God has, what I know he wants me to do, then I have to step back. And that's why I'm stepping back from the medical field. So I can't see you mistreat anyone and not say anything. I can't do that. So if that's what that's what it takes for me to keep my job, then, it's time for me to resign. So it's time for me to resign and fall back. So no more, I'm too in tune with people to even be okay with that just because I get a paycheck or something like that. I will not be silenced. I will say something. And then another thing, another video about this whole healthcare situation, like with, I used to do home health, and I said used to. I don't do it anymore. Okay, so that's going to be another video because it has really failed to the wayside. It really has, and I'm tired. I'm tired, and when I can't do what God, wants me to do, I have to go because I cannot see myself being a part of it, and I'm not going to be a part of it. So I didn't mean to rant like this, and as long as I did, because this was supposed to be to just let you guys know that I feel better. But quick thing, I am posting videos. This is the current. This is today, Wednesday. What is today? Wednesday, March 6th. Wednesday, March 6th is the very current video. The ones that I'm about to post again is ones prior to that, and I'm still going through the concussion, or some was even pre-concussion, right? So this is the current video. So I'm gonna try to upload all of those, and then from this point on, continue with, the day-to-day. Well, not day-to-day, y'all, because I don't know how I'm gonna feel on a day-to-day basis. I'm gonna try to do at least 2 or maybe more, but I promise you 2 videos a week. I may do some in between that, but like I said, I am on this journey with my health, and this was something that was unforeseen. I didn't know that I was going to get another concussion, because again, this is the 3rd concussion, right? I didn't know. So I just asked for you all to just follow me, send some words of encouragement, some prayers, some jokes. I love to laugh because laughing is therapeutic, going through your healing process. And then it's just so many more things that I'm going to do. But right now, I'm going to take it easy for me, because I cannot do this and bring you all the content that I'm bringing you all, or the things that I'm going through in my life, if I'm not good. And I'm going to practice what I preach. I always tell people, you cannot do anything for anyone else if you're not good. And I'm not good at this moment, but I'm not bad either. I'm here, and I'm just navigating through this process. It's going to get better. I know it is, with prayer, and I know it's going to get better, and me doing my exercise routine. So I'm going to take you guys through that, but it's going to be days when I'm going to have to take a break, and I'm going to have to make sure, okay, Stacey, are you okay? How do you feel? So I'm just going by a day-to-day basis. So I just want to come on here and say that, but don't forget to hit that thumbs up button or whatever, and subscribe, share the video, comment down below. I wasn't sure about this in the beginning, but now I'm going to stay with it because I like doing it. And your interactions really make me, it gives me that support. It gives me that what can I say? And I'm delayed, y'all. It gives me hope to keep going. How about that? We're just going to say that. It gives me hope to keep on going. And like I said, you may see some delay from time to time, but that's from time to time. I'm going to keep it going. And with you all's help, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Life with Stacey C. You just never know what you may get on this channel, but we talk about everything. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and leave because I need to eat, and I've drunk my hot water already. I'm going to reheat it and drink some more. But I got so many things to come. You're going to see maybe some things today because I got some more orders or whatever coming in. So again, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Until next time.